Hi, everyone. I'm excited and honored to join you tonight. As we think about what we've heard on trust-based philanthropy, I consider that some of these principles have actually been part of Impact Austin's DNA and values for a long time, such as soliciting and acting on feedback from our members and nonprofits, and developing longstanding and trusted relationships with our community partners. Some of these principles are newer. We're just beginning to adopt or advance them this year, such as offering more unrestricted or flexible funding and simplifying and streamlining our paperwork. And some of these principles we need to sit with for a while and really consider, what does that mean to Impact Austin members and to our community? There are a lot of other forces driving change this year. Obviously, the pandemic, economic downturn, social justice and anti-racism movements are all influencing our grant making for 2021. So with that, let's talk a bit about what's changing next year. We're going to have 2 grant cycles equally balanced, one in the spring, one in the fall, and 2 focus areas per cycle. This enables us to pool member funds equally throughout the year and allows nonprofits more flexibility in terms of when they apply and in which area. All of our focus areas will support programs, capacity building, or both, and either single organizations or collaborative groups may apply. Effectively, we've taken the best of all of our grant types and mashed those up into a single application and process. It also provides more flexibility for nonprofits so they can choose whether they need to invest more in their infrastructure, in building out programs, or a combination of both to serve their needs. And we clearly saw the power of collaborative applications with the Social Innovation Grant and want to make sure that we allow that for all of our grant programs. This spring, with the pandemic, we had to make some swift and somewhat radical changes in order to respond to what was going on around us. And part of that is that we opted to deliver funds to all of our finalists rather than a single grantee in each focus area. We've decided to carry that forward. The feedback on that was really strong and positive. And so in 2021, we will split each of the grant pools, 80% to the organization that receives the most votes, and that will fund the proposal that they have put forward, and then 20% to the other organization in that category, and that will be an unrestricted grant. These are still high impact grants, which is again true to our values and our DNA, and at the same time providing more funding to more organizations around our community. We have significantly streamlined our application and our review processes. Again, some of that was forced by the swift movement we had to make during the pandemic and going virtual, but some of it was just simply, it was time. You don't need to ask 20-something questions when you can ask 6. And get to the essence of an application and its merit. So you'll see quite a bit of that coming forward, and we even piloted some of those concepts with the Social Innovation Grant and proved that they could work for us. And finally, we are applying a broader equity lens in our grant making. This is, again, a journey for us. I will not say that we've solved all of these things in year 1 or in past years, but that we have considerably more work to do. But that said, we have changed up our application prompts to be more equitable and inclusive, and we're training our grant review committee members on subjects such as unconscious bias and the history of our community, which shapes a lot of the social issues that show up in our grants. So in summary, you'll see the grants that we're delivering in the spring and the fall for 2021. Of course, we're also delivering our Girls Giving Grant program in the spring of 2021. That's already underway. Our spring program will include applications for education-related initiatives and for community-related initiatives. And then our fall grants will be around health and well-being and equity, which is effectively the same theme as our current Social Innovation Grant around advancing equity for women and girls of color. Again, in each of these categories, organizations can apply for programmatic funds, capacity building funds, or both, and they can apply as a single organization or a collaborative. You can learn more at our impactaustin.org grantmaking site. It talks all about these new changes in our grants, and also learn more about how to get involved as a grant review committee member at the GRC site. With that, we're really excited to move into the Social Innovation Grant selection part of the evening. We want to share with you a bit more about our 2 finalists. The first collaborative is the Black Mamas Reach Manor, a collaboration between Black Mamas ATX, Austen Regional Clinic, Manor ISD, and People's Community Clinic. And our second applicant, the Spark Change Project, which is a collaboration between the Girls Empowerment Network and the Excellence in Advancement Foundation.